Hi, and welcome back to Mike on Money. My name is Michael LeBlanc, Director and Senior Portfolio Manager at Canaccord Genuity Wealth Management, and here's where we talk about everything financial. And this week I want to talk about goal setting and how important it is to any financial plan. But not just any goal setting proper goals. A lot of people actually make some very common errors when setting goals in their financial plan, and I want to cover some of those today. Before we jump into that, as always, remember, everything we talk about on here is for information purposes only. Always do your own due diligence research or seek the advice of a professional before implementing anything in your financial plan or portfolio. It's always important to make sure you're getting the correct advice for your situation. Remember, you can always reach out to us at mikeonmoney.com if you want to take a look at anything in your personal plan or any questions that you might have. And remember to follow us here on YouTube or any other social media channels to keep up to date on everything financial. So let's talk about goals. So most people, when they talk about goals, they'll set something very general. The very most common one would be retirement. So a lot of people will say, I have a goal to retire at age 55 or 60. And that will be it. They'll start to work towards that. The challenge with that is without really defining what that means, not just to your financial life, but your personal life, you can work towards that final goal without really covering all the parameters. The second part of that is most people, I'd say almost 90% of people, have more than one goal along the way. So if someone's goal is retirement, they probably have a goal of helping their kids with education payments along the way, maybe RESPs. They may have goals of helping kids or grandkids get a start in life, whether it be real estate or some gifts. They might have a goal of helping some senior parents. You might have a goal of a second property, whether investment property or pleasure property. You might even have a goal of having a boat or other recreation along the way. Those are all goals you should have part of your financial plan. So don't think your goal should be just one single focus, but actually a layered goal that you're achieving each one along the way. But let's focus on one. Let's focus on the retirement goal, as it's the most common one out there. So when you're looking at your retirement plan and we pick a goal, some people just start with that, maybe an age that they want to retire. But really there's a lot of more depth and aspects you should be looking at. For example, some people will go the next step and say, I want a certain amount of money saved, which is a good step. Doesn't always define what that means. Some people might say, I want $1 million, $2 million, $10 million for the retirement. That number, but what does that number translate to in the retirement is an important part to explore as well. Other people will focus on income. So how much money, they want $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, how much that they want to have available for retirement. And again, a great start to look at, but then we have to dive into the taxation, because after-tax dollars versus pre-tax dollars are a big difference. So really putting some definition around that is an important part of setting that goal. And even more so around the financial aspect is, what are you going to do in your retirement? So are you a traveler? Do you want to spend more time in traveling? Do you want to spend more time doing recreation, whether it be golfing, touring, maybe hobbies you want to spend money into? What does your retirement look like? Not just for yourself, but your spouse, your family. How is that going to encompass? As I mentioned, you may have some senior parents that you're going to help or spend time with. You might have kids that you want to have involved, or grandkids you want to have involved. All that helps really set up that goal as to what financial needs you're going to need to service that, but also what you're going to do with your time. Because remember, a lot of us spend many years of our lives relying on work or work friends, work social network to fill in our day-to-day. I know I'm often going to dinners, whether it be work-related or industry-related, maybe some charity organizations that I'm involved in through the office. that occupies a lot of my time. And when we stop going to the office or stop going into work, then you might lose touch with all that. So what other things are we filling that in? Is that going to be through community group, a hobby group, perhaps through a religious group that you're involved with, charity work outside the office that you might be involved in? It's good to build up those contacts. It's good to build up that network, and also build up what you're going to do in those things. I know a lot of people do charity and volunteering work in retirement, which is a great way to spend money, spend a time with a lot of interesting people and a diverse group of age group, which is always good as we get older to stay interactive with younger people. But just walking into that charitable group in retirement might be a little bit more difficult, as you haven't established yourself there yet, and you haven't decided if that's the right group for you, or if the type of activities that you're involved with them is right for you. So it's good to really get involved with anything that you're thinking about prior to retirement. And that also goes to the next step, is where is your retirement? A lot of people consider downsizing or maybe moving to different areas than they currently live in. Maybe not. Maybe you want to stay in your area. That's great, but it's a decision you should consider. Definitely talk about it with your spouse and your family before you make that decision, because sometimes you don't want to spring those at the last minute. And explore those areas. If you are thinking of moving to a new area, visit there often. Don't always visit there on August long weekend when it's beautiful and sunny. But of course it's going to look great. Go sometime in October, go sometime in November when we have our rainy season. It's the flowers aren't out. Are you going to like it then? Always keep in mind, of course, as we get older, your proximity to services like medical services or other services you might need as you get older. And of course, accessibility for family. Will the kids or the grandkids, or will you be able to access your parents if you need to? So, a lot of people here in Vancouver look at the island. There's a fair ride. It's not bad, but just, take all that into consideration. Some people move more into the interior. Again, a lot of families like to get together around Christmas time. Are the roads going to be closed because of snow, or I've actually heard this story a lot where people go visit at Christmas but can't get out because of the snow. So all these things, really give some thought. Dive into your goals. Don't be afraid to explore all the nooks and crannies of what that means. It's not simply, I want to retire at 6 years old, or I want to retire at 55 years old. There's a lot of thought that goes into that to make those goals successful. Again, that goes for any of the sub goals that might be part of that plan. The kids' education, helping the kids or grandkids out. Really put some thought into what that looks like. How many kids or grandkids are there? Do you want to help them all equally, not equally, for different reasons? All those things to explore. If you're interested in diving more into these things, we actually have some worksheets that can help you just work through that thought process. Put things on paper, start playing with what if scenarios. Really drives the thinking around it. We can help you take that worksheet into a financial plan if you'd like, and really see what those different scenarios could play out in your future. With that, I'm going to leave you with the importance of considering all your different goals for your financial plan, putting some deep thought into it. Remember, subscribe, like our videos, follow us on social media. You get all these regular updates. If you have any ideas or questions that you'd like for future videos, by all means, send it in to us. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions about your own financial plan or your own investment plans, always feel free to reach out. We offer a free, no obligation second opinion service just to see if you're on track, if you're meeting all your goals, and just answer any of those concerns you might have so you can move forward with your financial future without any stress or nagging questions along the way. With that, thank you very much. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.